Headphones. Never really been a fan, always been a speaker man, but the move away from a big detached house to a flat meant it was time for some headphones. And here is Chris Pirillo, and he has a lot to answer for this. I was just going to go out, electronics store, as you do, get myself any old pair of headphones, and I started watching some vlogs from this guy, and he came across the Jabra Revos. Great review from him, and I was going to be flying in the coming weeks, so I decided that this could be a good option. I wanted the Bose headphones, but at around $300 that wasn't going to happen, so I went for these, and you know what? They were good. Did everything I needed. They fold up, they're portable. On the plane, they blocked out enough noise. Now, they're not similar to noise cancelling or active cancellation. It's all just natural with the pads, but it wasn't bad. It didn't do a bad job, actually. And I listened to them long haul flights, no problem. You could hear a bit what was going on, but if you just turn it up, cranked up the music a little bit, they were more than enough. I never played high quality music through them. I was never listening for the highs, the mids, the lows, whether they were bright, whether they were dark. Didn't know any of that. I just put them on, put the music on, and they were fine. About 2 years later, I now realise that they probably weren't fine, but if you don't know any better, then you just carry on listening what you do, and that's the problem. Once you start researching and you start getting on the forums, you start to learn too much, and knowledge is dangerous, because then you start to go down a slippery slope, especially with the wallet. That's where it hurts the most. But if all you want to do is listen to some quality tunes, whether it be around the house or on travel, you can't go far wrong with these, actually, especially for the price. I've tried some other cheap headphones and not been thoroughly impressed. So for the money, this isn't a bad deal. When you get quite a lot of things with it, you get the 2 cables, you can control it from your phone. And one of the nice features is on the sides here, you can actually change track and change volume. Now, these are also Bluetooth headphones, so you don't need to be wired, but one of the great things about them is if the battery runs out, they don't need any power to run through the wires, so you're never going to run out of juice if you've got your wires with you. You can also plug it into your computer, and you can download some software, and that allows it to be used for all manner of things like Skype, and you can game and you can talk on it. All in all, for the money, you're not going to go far wrong if you're not into audiophilia, and if you're not looking for that absolute quest of a perfect sound. These will do you fine. However, now belongs the slippery slope of headphones, and if you decide to go beyond this, be prepared, because your wallet is going to take a beating. I brought myself a new PC that had a 2015 Extreme Asus Extreme Maximus motherboard, and that has a system where it can detect the power of the headphones. I believe it can go up to 600, and they all sound very good through it. It's probably not the same as having a dedicated amp, but it was it was the most advanced system I had, and I thought, right, if I don't need to spend the money on an amp, maybe I can get away with using this motherboard. It seems fine so far. It is a very high-end motherboard though, so just check with your motherboard whether it has this feature. I think it was this particular feature on this motherboard has been updated for the 2015 model, so check with that. I decided to go on to the forums and find myself a nice pair of headphones. Treat myself, as you do. And I looked some films on YouTube, Linus Tech Tips, went on to the forums there, and after a bit of research I stumbled across the AKG K612 Pros. Now, I like me gaming, so upon reading lots of information it was decided that an open headphone would be better. I'd never tried open headphones before. Open headphones allow a bigger sound stage maybe, and you can also hear what's going on in the room, which is a good or a bad thing. So I decided on these. Ordered amazon.co.uk. At the moment they are roughly £100, and they arrived and they are exceptionally comfortable. These are over the ear, whereas the Jabras were on ear. I'd never tried over the ears before, but they were definitely more comfortable for long-term sessions. With the Jabras, maybe 2 hours I could go on a gaming session with those before I could physically feel them on my head. With these, hours and hours and hours, no problem there. The sound, whoa, man, incredible. They sounded absolutely fantastic. I was hearing things that I never heard before on a recording. Even started listening to some jazz, which just sounded fantastic through them. But they'd forgotten something. They'd forgotten to add any bass. Now, I tried equalization, mucking around, but the thing is, I'd rather find a headphone that worked for me straight out of the pack without starting to do amplifiers. Like, at the end of the day, my motherboard is expensive. It has the facilities on it to run high-powered headphones. So I don't want to go spending more money on amps just to get the headphones sounding better. I want the headphones to work with my setup that I've currently got, not the other way around. I want to be able to use it on my phone if I have to. That's not what I primarily purchased them for, but if it works with the phone as well, then that is only a good thing. These worked fine with the phone. My phone is the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, and these sounded fine through that, but again, there was no bass. Now, one of my favourite styles of music is electronic and dance, and for that, these are not what you want. They are fantastic if you don't want the pounding of any kind of bass. Now, I'm no crazy bass head. I don't need the Dr. Dre beats. I don't need it booming into my head. Otherwise, I would have gone for a closed can. But I need something. I need to feel the presence of the music. And when I put these on and I listen to the music, I can hear great things. But I was skipping back to these if ever I wanted to listen to dance or electronic music, and I didn't want two pairs for two jobs. Now, if you're into music that isn't heavily bass influenced, these are going to be absolutely perfect, and for the price, you're not going to get much better. But the problem will occur if you do want to listen to bass, and even on gaming, they were great, but the explosions weren't hitting me. And I kept switching back to these, and in the end I decided I don't want to have to cross over headphones all the time. I want one headphone for everything. So they got returned back to Amazon for the AKG K612 Pros. Goodbye. So this brings us on to the HD650s. Unhappy with the bass levels from these. I did some more research and found the HD600s to be one of the headphone all-time greats, but a few people said that that is a very neutral sounding headphone, which is fine if that's what you're after, but as you know, I'm after a little bit of bass. Little bit of bass. So HD650s. came on board made in Ireland. Yeah, they did what I was after. A little bit more bass, which was great. Bit more money than I wanted to spend, to be honest, but seemed good. Listened to them. For normal music, they were fine. For gaming, good, very good, but not perfect. And for the dance and the electronic stuff, again, good, but not perfect. It seems that these headphones were just good at everything and perfect at nothing. I didn't find myself wanting to switch back to the Jabras for any reason. These did become my go-tos for all. They would be sat next to the computer, and I would be picking these up no matter what I was doing. I always had in the back of my mind how expensive they were, and I didn't get that, oh my god, this is amazing, wow. Didn't get that. They were just, yeah, nice, really nice. They were comfortable. I liked the fact that you could remove the cables, so that was good. Presentation was nice. Build quality was nice, but again, you hear what I'm saying, it's nice. It just wasn't amazing, and for the money, it was just always back in my mind that if I'm going to spend this much, I want to be absolutely blown away by it. I want to be wowed by it. So I decided to keep them, but at the same time order in something that I was hearing good reports on, just to see if I was missing out on something or whether I did actually have the best all along. So in came the Phillips Fidelio X2s. Oh my god, open a can of worms here. Look at my other video, Gluegate. There was different versions of this headphone. There's people saying that they sound different, but that's in my other video. I'm going to just ignore that for now. Let's just stick to the basics. They sounded fantastic. They really did. They were giving me everything that the HD650s weren't. And if I had just brought these first, I would have probably just stayed here, and that would have been it. If I hadn't have read about Gluegate, I would have probably have stayed here. I was finding little nitpicking quality control issues, but it wasn't enough to get me away from the headphone. They were great. They were, oh man, for games they were good. I did get a little wow. It wasn't an oh my god, I've finally found the end game. That wasn't there, but it was yeah, it was whereas the 650s were nice, this is a yeah. People saying this, that and the other about the treble and the muddiness or whatever. Not interested. I'm just going to tell you what I think. There's many other videos out there for the purists where you can go and find all the technical talk, but I'm just telling you from a first time headphone owner that these were better for the music that I listen to. If I want to listen to absolute classical music, then the 600s are even better than the 650s, if that's what you want to do. But this is my taste, my music, so I need to find my headphone. The X2s. But have a look at my other video, because there is quality control problems, and for the price, 300, as opposed to the 225 that these currently are, I needed to be sure. I needed to be absolutely sure that I had good stock, good batch, perfect X2s, and I wasn't, and it was nagging at the back of my mind. If these had come completely perfect without the glued on cups, probably end game right here, to be honest. Probably the end game right here, and that would have been it. But it was just nagging in the back of my mind. Now, I always wanted to see what it would have been like if I could have gone a bit more of a bassy route, but at the same time retained an opened headphone. So while I was debating whether to keep these or not, I decided to go for a little bit of a curveball, just to see if there was something that I was blatantly missing. DT990 Pros. Great price, so I thought even if I don't like them, I could potentially keep them just as a set of spares. I mean, for that price, you can't really go wrong. Unfortunately, yes, you can go wrong. You can go very wrong. I've heard good things about these headphones, good reports, and again, this comes down to personal preference. Oh my god, they were awful. Treble cannons. The bass is there, granted, but it just hovers over everything else. So it was just making everything else muddy, and the top end treble was enough to drill my head clean out. Got them out the box, worn them, musiced them, and within an hour, they were on their way back. Cannot recommend these at all. They're comfy, they have the bass, but the treble on them was enough to just absolutely destroy anything in its wake. So unfortunately, I'm going to get these out of the way right now. They didn't last any longer than an hour. Goodbye, DT990s. Goodbye. Let's head back to the X2s. So I was debating between these two, really. It's going to come down to the 650s and the X2s. If I was purely a man of non-heavy bass music, these are better. They have more clarity in the middles. They are more comfortable. They're a lighter headphone. Better build quality at the moment because of everything that's happening with the Phillips. A well-known, trusted brand, a headphone that's been around for a long, long time. You really cannot go wrong here. They're jack of all trades but master of none. And I recommend them unless you want a little bit of bass. And that's when we come down back to these little guys, the Phillips X2 Fidelios. Now, if you can get past all the issues and you receive a good pair, non-glue without any build quality control problems, I think you have your end game right here with the X2s. If you like that kind of music, I think you have finally reached the pinnacle with your X2s right here. So stop what you're doing, go and order these, and just hope you get a good pair. If you're a little bit worried about ordering them right now, you might be thinking, wait for the X3s. There is, I'm pleased to say, an alternative. So just keep that little mouse finger off clicking the order button just yet. Get comfy, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. There's thousands upon thousands of different headphones out there. They range from £30 to £50,000, and unless you happen to live in a place where you can go and try every single one of those headphones, you're not going to be able to try them all. And you also get to the point where the more money you spend, the least results you're going to get. There's a balance, and there's a point that you're going to find exactly what you want for the money. And if you start spending more, then you start to realize that spending more isn't giving you what you want for the money. If I spent £600 on a pair of headphones, would it be twice as good as the X2s? Probably not. You need to set yourself a budget, and you need to decide what you want, and also you need to be aware of what's available in your area. If you start reading many American reviews, you might find that you can't get them in the UK or vice versa. I read a lot of things about Hi-Fi Man, which are like a magnetic headphone, but I couldn't get them in my area. And if I could, it was going to cost $200 more than what they were paying in America, so I had to let them go. I just couldn't try them, so they were off the list, unfortunately. They might be better than all of these headphones, but I can't get access to them, so unfortunately they're not on this list. When browsing Amazon, you will see sales come up and you'll see deals come up, and that could well be an opportunity to get them. Cyber Monday, Black Friday, that's when you might be able to get some deals. You can try different models on Amazon and send them back, but be aware that you will get to the point, if you keep sending stuff back, you will receive an email from them. You probably can return maybe 10 pairs before they just ask you if you have a problem with the product. If you find manufacturing defects like these glued ones, then of course you're in every right. But if you just keep buying them, trying them and sending them back and there's nothing wrong with them, eventually you might get an email from Amazon asking what's going on. So really, you need to try and find what you want for your budget. And if these hadn't have had quality control issues, I would have stopped right here on the Phillips X2s. That was going to be me finished, and I was going to be happy with that. But it was just nagging in the back of my mind, will these headphones fall apart after time? I've only got like a 1-year warranty on it. Am I going to have issues? Is the glue giving me lesser performance than non-glued ones? So with that nag, unfortunately, these guys went back, and as good as these were, they were not perfect. These went back, these have already gone back, and we're back to here with the Jabra Revos. So I started listening to these again, and I just knew I was missing something, and it was just nagging in the back of my head. I still need a decent pair of headphones, and I was just checking the sales and the deals that were on at the time, and I stumbled across these guys. And they were on deal, and I got it considerably cheaper than this price. So I decided to take a punt. Now, these are different to all the others because they are, well, apart from the Jabras, these are a closed headphone. So they are different from the open headphones. They isolate the sound. Again, not to the levels of the Bose noise cancelling headphones, but they do a very good job of blocking out sound if that's what you want. I didn't buy it because they were closed. I bought it because they were on offer, and I just wanted to see if these would offer something that the others hadn't, because if they hadn't, I was going to wait until the X2 issues were sorted out and then just buy the X2s again. Because they were on deal, decided to give them a go to see if I would like them, to see if they are what I want. Oh my God. End game, guys. It's the end game right there. They finally gave me the, oh wow, this is it. This is what I need. I finally got it with these. I don't care if they're opened or closed. I don't care about if they're overpriced or if they're underpriced. These were the only ones that just stopped me. And I didn't want to leave my desk because I didn't want to put them down. I just kept playing the music. Great build quality, great comfort, great bass, great middles, great highs. I'm hearing stuff in the recordings that all the others have not given me. I'm trying new different types of music just to hear the amazing sound of the instruments. The sound stage is bigger to me than the others, even though they're closed headphones. I know that shouldn't be true, but they were. They come with 2 different cables, a little case, you know, it's all there. And I can hear what you're saying, yeah, but they're so much more expensive than the others. Well, I got them on deal and they weren't much more than these. So for the little bit extra, if you can get these on deal, they are, to me, in a different league to these. These are damn good. These are amazing. Now, I'll probably have comments saying, oh, the T1s are better, the T1 Gen 2s are better. Yes, probably, but I can't afford them. And this is my end game. To me, I don't need any better than this, so I'm stopping. I could carry on to the thousands and the thousands and the thousands and just find something that's even more amazing. But these give me the wow, these give me everything I want. I've got no nagging in the back of my head saying, oh, they're a bit expensive, you should send them back. Nope, they're worth it. They're fantastic. I have no regrets at all. They're comfortable. The build is bang on it. I was worried that these were going to be similar to the 7s or the 8s or the 9s in the fact that the absolute treble cannons, I couldn't be more wrong. They're balanced, but the bass is just there, just at beautiful levels. Not similar to these where they absolutely just mud over everything else. They're just there in all the right places. It's just exactly where you need them, exactly where you want it. And for me, I've finally found perfection. So that's me done. My quest is over. The headphone quest is done. Amazon will be glad that they're not getting any more returns. I'm going to retire the Jabras because these are just doing everything I want to do. Now they're 250, so I was worried that they weren't going to work on my Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. Do you know what they do? They probably don't sound as fantastic as on the PC, but they are well good enough. I can drive them well loud enough for what I need from the phone. The handful of the amount of times I'm going to use them on my phone, these are well fine within all volume levels off the phone. So it does the phone, it does it on the PC. If I was to order £200-300 amps, it might sound better, but I'm getting exactly what I want from it from the computer, so I don't need to buy more things because I'm already getting the perfection to my ears. Even doing this review right now, I'm just waiting to finish it just to put them back on and put some music back through them because they are that good. When you go to bed at night, all I'm thinking about is, man, can't wait for the morning to put them babies back on again. Now tomorrow is Christmas Day. This is a Christmas gift to me, from me, and it's the best Christmas present I've ever had. I am outstanded by these, and I highly recommend them if you are into all types of music, but you have a little bit of partiality for a little bit of bass. Damn, they're fine. Oh, man, I'm off to listen to some more. Have a good Christmas, and it's been emotional.